Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Niwayan Salira Purnamasari Setiawan from EF49 Inter. Today, I'm going to present my analysis of snack measurements. The dataset contains three main measurements: width, length, and thickness, along with the type of snack. My goal was to explore the data, understand the distributions, see relationship between variables, and build regression models to predict thickness. Before we start, I loaded some R libraries. I use StudyFirst for data handling and plotting, ggplotbr for arranging plots, Seq for advanced descriptive statistics, and Corplot to visualize correlations. This setup makes sure all the functions I need are ready. Next, loading the dataset. I import the dataset using readcsv. First, I use head to check the first few rows, str to see the data structure, and summary to get a basic overview. Here we can see the first few rows. Notice the width, length, and thickness columns. These will be our numeric variables. The type column tells us the kind of snack. Using summary, we can also see the minimum, maximum, mean, and if there are any missing values. Next, cleaning and renaming columns. I convert width, length, and thickness to numeric just in case there were any formatting issues. Then I rename the columns for clarity. From width to snack width, length to snack length, thickness to snack thickness, and type to snack type. Renaming makes our code easier to read and avoids mistakes later when creating plots or running analysis. Next, descriptive statistics. I calculated the mean, median, standard deviation, and range for each numeric variable. For example, the average snack width is around X millimeter, while thickness varies from Y to Z millimeters. Then, using aggregate, I calculated the mean by snack type. Notice how type A is slightly wider than type B, but type B is sometimes thicker. This helps us understand differences between types. Next, distributions of snack thickness. I first made a histogram of snack thickness with a density line. Here we can see that the most snacks cluster around this thickness range. The blue line shows the density, giving us a smoother view of the distribution. Next, I create a box plot overall and by snack type. The box plot shows the median, quartiles, and outliers. Notice that type A snacks have slightly more variation in width, while type B snacks tend to be thicker overall. Box plots are great for comparing distributions across groups. Next, scatter plot and correlation. I plot snack width against thickness and calculated the correlation. Here's the scatter plot. Each point represents a snack. You can see a clear upward trend. As width increases, thickness tends to increase too. The correlation value confirms this positive relationship. Next, simple linear regression. I built a simple linear regression model with thickness as the response and width as the predictor. The red line is the regression line. It shows the predicted thickness for each width. Notice how the points are mostly close to the line, indicating a good fit. Next, multiple linear regression. I added length as another predictor to see the combined effect on thickness. By including both width and length, we get a more accurate prediction of thickness. This is useful because thickness doesn't depend on width alone. And next, correlation matrix and pairs plot. I calculated the correlation matrix and visualized it using Corplot. I also use pair panels to see the scatter plots, density curves, and ellipses. The correlation matrix shows that width and thickness are strongly related, while length is moderately related. The scatter plot matrix gives a more detailed view, showing how the variables interact and if there are any outliers. And the last is ggplot visualizations. I use ggplot to make nicer plots. First, a scatter plot of width versus thickness, colored by snack type, with regression lines for each type. Notice that type A and type B have slightly different trends. The regression lines make it easier to compare them. Then I created density plots for width and thickness. The density plot shows the distribution for each snake type. You can see that type B is generally thicker and type A is slightly wider. Combining these plots with ggOrange make it easy to compare both variables at once. Okay. In conclusion, this analysis provided a comprehensive examination of the snake dataset. We systematically explored the distribution of width, length, and thickness and investigated the effect of snake type on these measurements. Through the use of descriptive statistics, visualizations such as histograms, box plot, density plots, and scatter plots, we were able to identify trends, relationship, and potential outliers within the data. Our findings indicate a positive correlation between snake width and thickness, and the regression models demonstrated that thickness can be reliably predicted from width alone or in combination with length. The multiple regression model, in particular, highlights the value of considering multiple variables when modeling real-world phenomena. Overall, these projects illustrate the importance of integrating statistical analysis, visualization techniques, and regression modeling to extract meaningful insight from a dataset. Beyond providing insight into the snake measurements themselves, this analysis serves as a clear example of a structured approach to exploratory data analysis. And that's all for my presentation. Thank you all for watching until the very end.